Hello, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. As always, joining me, head coach Steve Trittschuh. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Great game.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. For almost 90 minutes, I'm not going to give it the whole 90 minutes, but I thought we had one of the most solid games for a whole 90 minutes that we had this whole year. First half, we were tremendous, especially defensively. We pressured them. We kept pressuring them, and I asked the guys to bring that energy to the game, and they really did. First half, it was 1-0 at half, but I thought it could have been a little bit more. But for that whole 45 minutes, I thought we were all on the same page. We frustrated them because you can tell when we frustrate teams, the more long balls they hit, that means that we're frustrating. They can't play through us, and I asked us to stay. We stayed compact in the middle. They had to play around us when they played around us, but when they hit the long balls, we knew that they were frustrated.
And if you missed it, of course, it was on Friday, July 31st at Sand Creek Stadium against the LA Galaxy 2. It was a rematch, and now, with that said, let's go to the highlights and take a look at this great game.
Oh, it was fantastic. Like I said, we wanted to press high on them because we knew we didn't want their back four to have time on the ball. So we pushed as high as we could, and we had great support from behind. Having Josh Phillips back in there really helped because the last two games we've missed his communication and his pushing up a little bit. So we were nice and compact from the back to the front, and it just showed when we won the ball, we had a lot of players around the ball, and we were able to play around them a little bit more. So, it was a great, this is the first goal. Miguel plays a great ball to Luke Falcone, and I mean, that's a great finish because Luke has two guys around him, and just to open his hips up and put the ball on frame, it was just a tremendous goal. And so, I mean, he had a fantastic game, but, I can pick out anybody on this team that we had a very solid game, and we just got to keep moving forward and getting those wins at home.
Why do you think everyone gelled in this game specifically? Was it the fact that it was a rematch, or was there something more, especially with your coaching?
Well, it's not just.
I got to say that. I got to give credit where credit is due, too.
But we had a lot of time to work on getting ready for this game. We worked a little bit on fitness, which I wanted to, because we had a little bit of a break there. But we also worked on staying compact and getting a little bit more pressure on them. And the guys, they understood what we had to do, and they took it to this game. And like I said, almost for whole 90 minutes, we were tremendous. And the second goal, Miguel gets totally taken out and totally a penalty, and then Luke puts it away. So Luke had a very good game with 2 goals, but I really look on the side of the defensive side of it as a team, and we were tremendous.
And you had a new player, Houston Dynamo's on loan, Chandler Hoffman. Let's talk a little bit about Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler's a different type of player. He's a goal scorer. He's not really 90-minute ready yet because he's coming from Houston, which is too low for us. But I got him 30 minutes the other night, and you can see his qualities in him, and he moves off the ball very well. And we'll just have to see for our next home game yet. But he will be getting a lot of time, and I know he wants to score goals. He had 14 goals last year in this league, and so he knows how to score.
All right, thank you, Coach. And, of course, we're going to take a quick timeout. But before we take that timeout, I want to introduce you so that you can see who is the #1 Switchbacks fan for this week. And that way you can congratulate this person if you see them at Sand Creek Stadium coming up soon. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Trittschuh, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. I'm your host, Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and we have another player that I'd like to introduce you to today. One of your own Colorado Springs Switchbacks, Jamie McGinnis. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, let's learn a little about you. Where do you come from? Where'd you go to school, etc.?
I'm from London, England. and I'd say I finished school at 16. That's when we finished back in England. Signed my first pro contract at 16, and then 3.5 years ago I moved to America, and the previous 3 years I've been living in Florida.
So did you play at one of the Florida teams?
Yeah, it was the same team. It was in the USL. Unfortunately, they ceased operations and folded. But yeah, it was in the USL.
And first year for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC at Sand Creek Stadium. First year you working with head coach Steve Trittschuh. Let's learn a little bit about that relationship, you and Steve coming here, because you had USL experience, MSL experience, and so did Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it's been terrific being under the guidance of Steve. Him being a defender as well, I've learnt a lot. Within my game, and I feel like I've improved dramatically. It took a while to get used to with the altitude. That was one big factor, especially coming from Florida. Yeah, I've loved every minute so far, and I feel like I've improved as a player.
When you were talking about those improvements as a player, what things do you see in yourself on the field that you've changed from, say, last year to this year?
I think just like defensive position as well, like defensively, like how we adapt, the transition on and off the ball, going from attack to defence and defence to attack. Steve likes to play with his fullbacks, pushing on, which is a big part of my game.
Where do you hope to be in the next 6 months as far as a player?
To play at the highest standards I can. I mean, I've loved playing here. Hopefully that can continue. But yeah, I think every footballer's dream is to play at the highest level.
And speaking of playing at the highest level, one thing that's exciting about playing here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks is you have that opportunity to meet and greet with the fans. It's so unlike so many other teams. Maybe there's been one of those memorable moments that you can take back with you and say, wow, this is why I love playing for the Switchbacks and I love our fans. Yeah,
I mean, the fans have been fantastic, and especially the English fans that come out, the St George's flags out there every game. And so you get the English support has been fantastic for me personally. Especially with all my family and friends being back home, having that support of the English people here is fantastic.
Now Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Sand Creek Stadium. You're going to be playing against the Tulsa Roughnecks. You know, it's a home game, and as always, home games are important to bring out the fans. If you have that moment to speak to your fans right now, what would that be to bring them out?
I mean, keep coming out in your support. You've been fantastic so far, and we'll keep pushing, and we'll make sure we finish in that first or second spot.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that was Jamie McGinnis, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC fan, player, and of course he wanted to make sure that you're going to be out there. Once again, that's going to be Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Sand Creek Stadium. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a rematch, and we're against the Tulsa Roughnecks. We're going to be talking with the coach Steve Trittschuh in just a moment about that rematch and what he expects out of his players and what he hopes to finish with at that game. We'll be right back as the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC show continues. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan. Welcome back to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. And we've gone behind, we've looked at the past game, which was a great game, but now we're looking ahead to the Tulsa Roughnecks. Head coach Steve Trittschuh joining us once again. All right, it's another rematch, and we're looking at the highlights from the previous game with Tulsa. Not with us, but of course with the previous game when Tulsa played.
Yeah, this was a game on Sunday. They played Arizona, and actually the score ended up 6-3 in Tulsa's favor, but it was kind of a crazy game, so there wasn't a whole lot of defense being played. But you know, we want a little revenge. We went to Tulsa a few weeks ago and just didn't play very well. You know, like like if you remember, it was either the field, the humidity, the heat, whatever. We just didn't come to play that game, and so we're looking to have them come into our home and really take it to them. So this is their third game in six days for us, for them when they come here on Wednesday. So we've got to have a good start, get after them, have a lot of energy, and score some goals again.
As you're watching this video, key matchups you're going to be focusing on, certain players that you're looking at.
Well, they have a number 9 Ochoa up top. He's a goal scorer. He's a big boy. He holds the ball very well, and he's creative on the ball. And then their number 24, Brady Ballou, his name is. He plays on their right side, and he's scored I think a goal in the last 3 or 4 games. So he's one that we have to pay attention to. But like I said, if we play our game, stay compact again, and press them a lot again, and have energy, I think we'll be all right. But we've got it come to play. This is a team that's below us in the standings, and with 3 points on Wednesday, that'll put us on top of the table again.
As you're looking at this, you were saying that there was mostly offense, very little defense.
Yeah.
So the key here is going to be mixing that up, that offense and defense for your squad,
right,
and watching this too.
Right. I mean, obviously we have to play good defense, but and I always say to the guys, if we play good defense, we're going to have goal scoring chances. So we've got to concentrate on that. But like from the last game, I want us to have that energy. I want to suppress this team and make them have turnovers in their third of the field. So that's going to be the game plan, and hopefully the guys will be ready for it.
And home cooking is always an advantage, especially as we're thinking about this Wednesday, August 5th, Sand Creek Stadium, 7 o'clock. You have that moment now to be able to talk to your fans and about why it's so important for them to continue to come out.
Yeah, come on out. 7 o'clock, Wednesday, August 5th. We're playing Tulsa Roughnecks, team below us in the standings. So 3 points, we go on top of the table again. We need your support, like always. Come on out. Be loud, be rowdy, be obnoxious, as we said last week. So and have some fun, because this is a fun team to watch, and come out and enjoy it.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank
and,
you.
of course, great luck to you, head coach Steve Trittschuh, joining us, of course, for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, making sure that you're going to be there Wednesday, August 5th, Sand Creek Stadium. It's going to be a rematch against the Tulsa Roughnecks. And until then, and of course, we'll bring you all the highlights and what happens coming up on the next Switchbacks FC game. Until then, have a great couple of days. See you soon.